Hi Aries, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your reading for July. Guys, I apologize, you did not get the shuffle in the beginning that I do for everybody, so you missed out on the cheesy song and shuffling. I did tape it and I forgot to put it on time lapse, so it turned out to be like a 25-minute video of me meditating and doing the cards, and it's just way too long to include. So my apologies for that. But when I pulled these cards, they were so profound. I didn't want to lose the messages. I think this reading's pretty important. So hopefully you guys will understand. Guys, July is a really profound month. I'm doing these cards. I'm kind of watching things unravel in my own life and the people that I love, and I'm just kind of sitting back like, wow, this is a powerful month. I knew it would be. It's kind of the culmination month. Now, what I will tell you guys is change is going to start happening, and it's really not going to stop. We're kind of starting to go down that hill on that roller coaster. We've gained some momentum, and things are just kind of moving, probably in a lot of ways faster than we're really comfortable with. We have all of these planets retrograde, which makes them extremely profound, making a lot of aspects to our personal planets even more profound. There's a promise that each and every one of us is going to be affected deeply by at least a few of these transits this month. And what I like to say is it's kind of like a chicken kind of coming out of the egg, like we're cracking through the hard shell of things. And so for that, the profound month is all about the things that we choose in July. These decisions that we're making, these new situations that we're entering into, the endings that are coming with this are all really life-changing. We may not know that now. We may not be aware of how profound this month is, but I guarantee a lot of you are going to look back at July of 2021 fondly for a lot of years, because this is a year that changed everything. This was the month that changed everything. And I like that energy because I think collectively we need the change. However, for you, I'm looking at these cards and I'm tapping into like the super Aries cardinal energy. You know, you guys aren't really familiar with fear or hesitation in any way, but a cardinal sign always finds a way to remain in control, right? You don't mind change as long as you're the one in the driver's seat, as long as you're calling the shots, which means not so good at kind of allowing the universe to provide. Maybe not so good at having the faith, right? There's a lot of independence that comes from this place. And what I love is that you guys are coming out as a king of coin. Now, to me, this is about safety and security. It's about planting roots. And I feel like this is a reflection of you in your integrity, you standing by your word, following through your commitments, you know, kind of being the provider and the leader for your family, your friends, your businesses. It is financially and security focused, and that's not a surprise to me, as we have Uranus making all of these aspects with Venus, Uranus being in Taurus, Venus being in Cancer, and there's a lot about our emotional stuff, our emotional self in relation to our self-worth and our value. Now, I think for a lot of Aries, they build a lot of integrity in their solidness. Maybe that's kind of your concern this month. And maybe you're up against some things that really do want to change in your life. And you may be really in a state of trying to keep it all together and maintain a level of control. I don't think that you're opposed to the changes. I just think that you want to be in control of the way that things are done. Now, your environment, interesting enough, is that of justice. We've been seeing this card a lot. And Jupiter actually is retrograde, and he moves out of the sign of Pisces at the end of July. So this is kind of going back to the drawing board in a way. Now, there's a big emphasis on the numbers 7 and 11 within your reading, and I'll be going through that as I read card to card. But when I see 7-11s, I think adjustment and divine timing, which means that we have to be in a position of being willing to have faith and kind of let go of the control. This is a good time for the universe to take over. But the Capricorn Taurus energy coming from this King of Coins tells me that you probably already have an agenda, a vision of how it's going to go or how you're going to build. And I don't necessarily feel like this is a negative thing, right? Because there's a lot of earthiness and intelligence here, and this is a safe place. So if you play your cards right, if you're starting something big like a business or a new relationship or starting a new job or a new career or going to school, whatever it is, you know, it tells me that you've weeded out the risks. And so in a way, I'm looking at this Justice card as a reward for your hard work, dedication, and focus. And I don't know if it was like so easy for you to be in this full-on coins kind of mentality. You know, Aries can kind of struggle with the follow through because we need stimulation, we need change, we need to start new things. And this King of Coins is a little bit stagnant for an Aries personality. So I feel like there's hard work behind this. Hard work to have gotten here. This is somebody who's made a plan, done the research, saved the money, done all the right things up to this moment. And your environment is going to show you where you've made the right investments and where you haven't. Now, I'm going to put the 9-card block up so you guys could follow along with me as I go through card to card. Looking at that first row, we've got the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Now, because you're coming from the the King of Coins status, and we have this Queen of Pentacles, and we've got a Justice card, we've got a card of a balancing act, and of course we have the Hierophant, which is all about balance. There's a lot about balance here. And the first thing that pops out is your ability to give and your ability to receive. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is an energy that is receiving abundance. You know, and this again is that energy of integrity and hard work and commitment being paid off. You coming into balance. So you've put all this work into this stuff, and the Queen of Pentacles, now you have to begin to learn to accept the rewards of it. Now, the Page of Pentacles, I like the page because it does indicate that somebody is giving you a solid offer. Now, some of you may be receiving a job offer. Some of you may be receiving like some sort of a proposal. I don't see it so much as a marriage proposal. Probably something more along the lines of like the first date or making it official, or, you know, just a promise of commitment, a promise of focus on this particular energy. Now, I do pick up with that 10 of Cups. There's definitely an emphasis on your heart's desire. Now, what I don't like about this Queen of Pentacles is that she's staring at this coin and she has her back turned to the 10 of Cups. And I'm just wondering if some of these Aries, some of you have become so focused on what is being offered that you're not able to see the bigger emotional picture. Not to worry, we've got a new moon coming in the sign of Cancer, your 4th house. I can promise you within the first week or so of July, we're going to have a reset in our emotional place on how we view the things that we desire, our needs, our emotional relationships with others. And I think that this Page of Pentacles might even be somebody saying something to you, Aries. It could be a child, it could be a boss or a coworker of some sort. Somebody may be saying something to you along the lines of your priorities. Now, for some of you, there feels like a tenseness with this. Now, underneath the 10 of Cups, we've got this 4 of Pentacles. We've got 10 of Pentacles. We've got a lot of Capricorn energy here, which is all about like the control. The 10 of Cups is not a place of control. It's a place of gratitude and freedom. It's our happiness and our abundance and our relationship to the things that we truly want in our life, which probably in the bigger picture isn't really about the money, isn't really about the job or the finances or the prestige or the security, right? Like, you know, one of the things I always say on your deathbed, nobody ever says, I wish I worked more. I wish I made more money. I wish I invested better. You know, the things that you look back on life and you really question yourself was, what are the things that I missed out that were from the heart? The things that I loved, spending time with my children, going on vacations with my spouse and my loved ones, doing those things that bring you happiness. Maybe for some of us, that's in the form of giving of our time, giving of our resources in some way. And I feel like there's a healing that must and will occur in the first half of July that kind of resets these priorities or introduces kind of a new theme or a new thought process. And I think maybe it's like that thing that you need to really start to see the bigger picture. Now, we've got a Page of Pentacles and we've got a Page of Wands, which tells me that there's definitely, like, without a doubt, new things entering your life. Some of these might be people. Some of these might be opportunities or new friends or, you know, a new work project or some kind of a hobby that, you know, introduces you to a new environment. I think it's probably to your benefit this month to start to make the investments in you, okay? It's not about like holding on to the money and making sure that it's just not a summer for that, you know? I think the rebalancing is starting to find passion and love in your life again. And I think for some Aries, it's been all work and no play. And then you find yourself where all you really have to show for it is a cushioned account and nobody to share the experiences with. And so there's a reset, and this Page of Wands is probably some kind of communication as well, or some kind of an idea or an opportunity that comes to you that is really a greater part of your destiny. Because the Page of Wands is next to the Star card, and the Star card is kind of sandwiched in between the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, there's like this curiosity or this calling. Maybe it's a person for some of you. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a yoga class or, you know, something silly that you would think that you'd never try. Or maybe there's something that you're looking at or doing that you really don't want anybody to know. There's something that you're kind of keeping close to your heart, not really willing to share. But I feel like this thing that comes in is really a part of this whole Justice card thing. This is an opportunity for you to rebalance your life. You know, maybe for some of you, this is just a really exciting opportunity to travel or go on a vacation, and you probably don't see the bigger picture when it comes in. And there's probably part of you that's like, oh, I don't know if I really want to spend the money. I don't know if I want to make that kind of investment. I don't know if I have the time. What's going to happen if I take time off of work? And yet, I don't want you to pass up on this opportunity, because I think it brings you a lot of healing, and I think it brings you a lot of consciousness as to the things that were unbalanced in your life prior to. I'm taking a look at this Page of Pentacles, this Page of Wands, and the Death card here in reverse. And the truth is, the transformation of your life is inevitable. Some of you might be like looking for the bigger things. Okay? Some of you might be looking for the love of your life, and there's like a certain set of conditions. Yeah, but he's got to be like 6'2" and dark hair or whatever. And I think the universe is going to show you how silly that set of conditions are. And the less rigid and controlling you could be in this situation, the easier the transition's going to be. So there's a need to start to go with the flow. And there's a need to recognize that you've done the hard work, like you've built the solid foundation. So it's okay to take the time off. It's okay to be a little bit less risk averse with your money and finances. You really need to start allowing these change in, because your resistance to change is going to be the brick wall that you keep hitting over and over. And I'm just drawn to this Queen of Pentacles, which I think the King of Pentacles is kind of staring at, like in awe. This Queen of Pentacles is so focused on the foundations and the things that she wanted to change in the life, or the way that she is, or the way that it's always been. And this Uranus action comes in with the Star card, and there's like immense healing and renewed faith. The Star card is coming up a lot for me. And I think we're starting to get new faith in like how all of it is really supposed to work. Now we get there with the Star card because it's an energy of detachment. So we begin to figure out how we can detach ourselves from all of the responsibilities, all of the expectation of others. So the Star card is like the radical self-acceptance and self-love. And I'm seeing this a lot in all of these readings, like we're all stepping into our own authenticity. Of course we are. We've got the sun and all of this energy moving into Leo. We've got this Mars-Venus conjunction in the sign of Leo, right? Your fifth house of love, creativity, and fun. You're not going to be able to get through the month without really shifting the balance on fun and love in your life. And there's no doubt, Aries, that it's time to tap into the more joyful parts of life. The things that bring you that emotional nourishment that you may have been starving for quite some time. Now, the Death card in reverse and the Four of Pentacles is an indication that there's some areas of life that you're not quite willing to relinquish control of. And there's something deeper within that whole dynamic that's making this month extremely challenging for you. You need to pay attention to where you're trying to hold on and maintain control. You know, where is it that you're digging your heels in instead of going with the flow? Where is it where you're refusing to see that other people can step in and help? You know, if you haven't been delegating, right? One of those healthy things we have to learn as a human, because it's not all about doing everything on our own. Delegating becomes a big theme for Aries this month. Learning how to teach other people so that your time, which you realize is a valuable resource, could allow for more balance in your life. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands tells me that there's probably key players that are willing to help. Could be children. This could be even something like knowing that you have this laundry list of like things you need to do around the house, and maybe you have teenagers and they're not doing anything this summer, and you're like, oh, you know what? You can clean out the garage. You could clean out the attic. You could do this landscaping project. I think you have willing participants. And for some of you, you just have to learn to be able to ask. This is sometimes where you feel like you're having some kind of unrealistic request. It might be a struggle for Aries to say, I need help. It might be a struggle, or it might be uncomfortable in some situations for you to tell other people to do things. But I think in a way, you're handing them an opportunity to feel valuable. Now, one of the best things that, I've learned, and it's Leo season, so leadership always takes center stage. And to be a leader, it's not to provide for everybody else. It's to teach everyone else to provide for themselves. And the best leaders are the leaders that their work is kind of under the radar. People don't really know what you're contributing. People don't see you just running around doing everything. You're teaching others instead. Now, what I do take from this reading with the star card above the Magician here, very specific reason why the delegating process is so important is because you are in a phase in your life where you are manifesting heavily. We all are. That's what this whole end of 2021 is all about. The seeds that we're planting now, the things that we decide we want, the long-term, big picture stuff. I want a farm, I want a family, I want to move to New York and write a play, like whatever big dream that you have. We're planting the seed right now. And so it's really important to have a very, very positive outlook on what you want and recognize that it is absolutely possible. And we could get stuck, unable to manifest the things. Remember, we're dealing with the Queen of Pentacles. It's your relationship to receiving the opportunities and the blessings that life is handing you. Okay? So we have this Magician here, and we have the Star card, and it's like all full systems a go. Your dreams are absolutely possible right now if you're willing to focus on them, which means you're gonna have to do this delegation thing. You're gonna have to hand some stuff off to other people. You're gonna have to ask for help. The things that you do now will profoundly affect the seeds you're planting for the future. Now we've got this Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles here, and I think this is a really big deal because this is about playing it safe with your investments. But I can promise you that I don't know any crazy billionaire person in the whole wide world that played it safe. And the Ten of Cups doesn't play it safe. And the Ten of Pentacles is the reward for taking the risk. And so you've got to convince yourself that you have to have a little more faith in the universe, faith in the fact that you deserve the good things that come in, that you believe in the work you've already done, the processes that you've created, and you allow the gifts to come in. Because the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups is the most balanced, fulfilling life anyone could dream of. You have the family of your dreams. You're surrounded by love. Your emotional needs are met. You're emotionally secure here. You have abundance and the ability to teach others and to share, and that your good fortune probably serves a lot of other people going forward. The universe needs you to be in this 10 place. They need you to believe that this is where you belong, in a place of abundance, both emotionally and materially as well. Aries. So your resistance or the inability to understand what you deserve is ultimately that adjustment that we have to make. Now, guys, you did get 2 cards that kind of fell out as a bonus with this 10 of Pentacles. And I love that these cards came out because we've got the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. And this is kind of what's happening. You're breaking out. Remember I said like there's like this egg cracking, like you're kind of hatching out of your shell. And what happens when you hatch out of your shell is your heart starts to open. You know, your heart is cracking open as well. These are the things that I really want. I want emotional love and unconditional love in my life. And the King of Swords is the bigger picture. And how's it going to happen? The King of Swords is a super intelligent energy. So it's about the knowing that there's certain things you probably have to detach from. There's certain mentalities or beliefs that you kind of have to heal and overlook. Maybe it's about like how things have gone so far. You know, if you're afraid to enter a new relationship or you're afraid to start your own business because, you know, like what if you lose everything? Maybe you should look at the other side of that, which is, what if you don't? What if it's an absolute success? What if just because your heart wants it? What if that's enough? Now for a timing card underneath this King of Coins, we got a new start is coming, new moon. Now this is a new moon I'm talking about in Cancer in your 4th house. And to me, this symbolizes that you become really firm and secure in yourself so that you can allow yourself to become vulnerable. It comes from a place of experience. It comes from a place of allowance. So it's pretty cool that if you take a moment this month, you could kind of take a look at the progress that you've really made. Think about yourself pre-2020. Think about yourself in 2018, 2019, like where were you at mentally? Where were you at in the heart space? Where were you at with relationships or jobs? And just take a moment to like do that inventory and reflect on how very far you've come. And underneath the Justice card, we've got the lunar eclipse change, card number 43, breaking down to a 7. This is the adjustment card. Adjustments will be made. Your environment will be adjusted. The people in your life, some people are going to go, some people are going to stay. Some people are going to step up and take a more important role in your life. You have to be willing to allow this to happen. And what I want you to do is when you meet new people, now I'm not telling you to like forget your like ability to protect yourself or anything. I don't want you to like go do crazy things and go on trips and get in strangers' cars. Like that's not what I'm saying. But imagine that everybody in your life that's kind of stepping in, these new people or this new information or these new conversations are all a part of your destiny. If you look at the world through those eyes of opportunity, okay, it's not just a coincidence that somebody struck up a conversation with you in a grocery store and it planted the seed of this really good idea, you know, and there's things being introduced that are kind of changing the way that you see the structures in your life. Lunar eclipse is always a time of release. We have to release the burdens. We have to make space. If we say we want a beautiful family life, we can't keep working 75 hours a week. You know, we have to allow those changes to take place. Now you've got the Hierophant for your overall energy, bottom of the deck, and I did mention that that along with the Star card. The Hierophant does represent a spiritual journey that you're on. And there's a lot of spiritual ascension, which tells me that the whole root of this is like the epitome of your soul growth for this time. And we're all making these big breakthroughs so that we could start doing the things that are on the path of our destiny, right? We're leaving behind this kind of rat race mentality where we just got to make the money, do the thing, buy the things, make more money to pay for the things. Like that whole rat race thing is coming to an end and our priorities are shifting. And the Hierophant is talking about your priorities. What is of value to you is most likely changing rapidly. And underneath that, we have the song, Whale Song, resonating. Well, a whale song is hard to deny. It's beautiful and it's mystical and it feels like it's coming from all different directions, and yet it resonates with our soul. There is something beautiful and free about a whale who's big enough to not really fear anything in the ocean. His presence is so known. He is so respected. And I think that you're leaving behind a legacy here, especially because it's next to this 10 of Pentacles, of your self-respect and your ability to kind of answer the call of the whale, to kind of embrace the freedom that you're imagining at this time, to follow the new path. Some of you may be traveling, and in the traveling, there's probably a lot of things that aren't going to make the trip with you. For some of you, maybe you're moving permanently, and there's some relationships that you know you're going to have to leave behind. There's some material things that you know that you're going to have to leave behind. And maybe the old version of you would have been like, hell no, I'm not giving all that up. Like, are you crazy? I can't just turn my life upside down like that. But here, 61, which breaks down to a 7, which is that adjustment, is your relationship to the physical things and allowing yourself to be free. And the second card you got was card number 11, the balancing act, which is exactly the same as this justice card, card number 11. Guys, this is about bringing the balance back into your life. And this is probably such a profound opportunity that you may never, ever experience anything like this again. If it feels, I don't think, like, for most of you, like a lunar eclipse, that could be jarring. It could be change. It could be abrupt endings, right? They are meant to be for your greater good. And I don't see this as like some really painful, awful things that are happening to you. I actually see this as a series of small opportunities, things that people say, reminders, things that you're learning that are kind of really helping you stay on track with changing the destiny in your life. And bringing back balance is bringing back the joy and the emotional nourishment, which is such a valuable resource to you right now. All right, Aries, really beautiful reading, guys. July has just been it just blows me away. These readings are blowing me away. I just love this energy right now. I do hope that all of you have a really fantastic July. Hopefully I'll be back mid-month with some kind of a pick-a-pow reading or something, as I typically do. And until then, I will see you guys for your August readings. Take care. Lots of love, guys. Bye.